Hey, thanks for joining Eric and myself on another episode of Dadbods and Touchdowns. Happy Thanksgiving if you didn't watch our Bears victory post game podcast. But let's talk about some of the games before we talk about the Bears that actually happened on Thanksgiving, Eric. We had three games on Thanksgiving. We had the Packers that beat the Lions 31-24. Jordan Love, not overly impressive. He was 18 of 30 for 234 yards. He did throw 4 touchdown passes. Jacobs, 17 carries for 83 yards. Hicks had a hell of a game, though. 6 receptions for 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. Green Bay's defense did give up 352 yards of total offense, but it had 3 sacks, 2.5 of those coming from Micah Parsons. The division is coming down to the longest rivalry in the league, Eric. The Bears and the Packers. Does that excite you?
That's the reason why they moved it up, to that main card 325 time, which is amazing. I mean, it's going to come down to that. And then, that Lions game at week 17 or 18, that's going to be another big game. That's why they haven't put out a time for that game either. So, yeah, I'm so stoked.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's nice to see that, and I know that we're not Packer fans. We're definitely hardcore bleed blue and orange Bears fans, but it's nice to have that rivalry. If both teams are very good, it's just that much more exciting for us as fans to watch in Chicago, and I'm sure in Green Bay too. They want that rivalry too. They want to know that they're going and beating a top-notch Bears team, just like we want to be a top-notch Green Bay team. We want to prove that we are the kings of the North. So I'm excited for the Sunday's game. I will say that it's in Lambeau. I know we won in Lambeau last year. That doesn't mean anything to me. It means more that the Green Bay is at home. Bears fans do travel well, as do Green Bay fans, but that's a tough place to win a game.
No, I agree. But I'm always going to be on the bus right now that Caleb Williams owns them, and we're going to take that from Aaron Rodgers now that Aaron Rodgers is no more. So we'll
He's
get that.
taking ownership. He bought some
We're
stock in
we're
Green
taking
Bay.
ownership to Green Bay, especially at Green Bay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on that train until we don't win in Green Bay. So we're 1-0. We're gonna continue 2-0 here next week, I think.
Yeah, we'll cover some more about the Green Bay Bears game on Sunday here in a little bit. Cowboys over the Chiefs, 31-28. Dak, another impressive game, 27 of 39, 320 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have one early interception that didn't really cost much. Some CeeDee Lambs and Pickens, I want to talk a little bit more about them here a little bit later. But they combined for 13 receptions, 200 yards, and a touchdown. KC's defense really had no answer for that duo at all. Pat Mahomes, a par game for him. I mean, I guess as fans, we expect more out of Pat Mahomes only because of what he has accomplished. And I think that 23 of 34, 261 yards, but he did have 4 touchdowns, which is a good game for considering that they lost the game. He was sacked 3 times, though. Casey's defense gave up 457 yards total offense. They had 10 penalties, Eric. I mean, 10 penalties for 119 yards. You can't win games that way. That's
No.
unlike an Andy Reid team, I think, to be that undisciplined. I was kind of surprised. Um, we'll talk a little bit more about KC, but question for you. I mean, are the Cowboys coming back to be contenders now?
I think they got a chance at the wild card right now, especially with the Eagles having this kind of rough patch. I think it's gonna be a closer race than people think. KC, I think it is an era. Honestly, I mean, once you don't make the playoffs, then the era is over. Sorry, that's what that means. I know people have them or the stats have them at 48%, but the likelihood of them getting in with the rest of their schedule and just how abysmal their offensive line is, they can't run the ball. I mean, takes away a lot, and I just don't see them being the same Kansas City team. Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes, but they don't have Travis Kelce. He's washed. I mean, he shows up maybe 1 or 2 plays, but it's not the same team that it was in the past.
I think Kelsey, the last few weeks, he's had actually decent numbers, but once again, he had 2 big drops during that game, too. So, and that's costly, and that's unlike Travis Kelsey in his prime. And that goes, it makes me question sometimes, did Pat Mahomes need Kelsey as much as Kelsey needed Pat Mahomes.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's the Taylor Swift effect, once once you get that, then you
The
just go
Swiftie.
downhill, right? Next games, I mean, Texas top defense in the NFL. They're getting a healthy CJ Stroud back. They're starting to get in the groove. Chargers are not going to be easy. I mean, they're a tough team regardless.
Right.
Tennessee seems to be getting in a groove. Their front defense is tough. I know they'll probably win that game, but it's still a good defense to go against. And then Denver, that's not an easy game. I mean, they're at the top of their division. And then
The only thing is
Raiders.
that one is in Kansas City,
Yeah,
though.
so that's the thing though. Like if you look at the standings, I mean, you go 3-2, you're not making the wild card. I'm sorry.
Right. No, I agree. I agree completely and totally with you on that one. I think Kansas City's got some well, like I said, we'll get into it a little bit more here shortly on our gold or fool's gold uh portion podcast. Let's talk about the Bengals over the Ravens, 32-14. The return of Joe Burrow, 24 for 46, 261 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did get sacked one time. Chase Brown had 15 carries for 78 yards. Mark Chase, exceptional game, 7 catches for 110 yards. A tough game for the Ravens in general. All right. Lamar Jackson, 17 of 32, 246 yards, no touchdowns, an interception, was sacked 3 times. Henry had 10 carries, 60 yards, and a touchdown. Likely, he had he had 95 yards receiving, but let's be honest, that drop was so costly that, I mean, he gave up essentially 7 points on the board. I mean, where do you see them going? I personally, watching the game, I think Jackson's still not 100%. And that's part of the problem. Would you agree?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Jackson's not 100%. The defense is nowhere near what it was or what it should be on paper. Offensive line doesn't seem to be gelling. Just like Kansas City, they're just in some sort of disarray. I don't know if they need a change or they just need to put Jackson away and finish out the season. Because I mean, technically they're still in it. I mean, Pittsburgh is 6-5, Baltimore 6-6, and then Cincinnati with winning this, they could still go 9-8 and make the wild card or win the division. It's a tight race, but I don't know what they do. Honestly, it's hard to say.
Right. How impressed were you with Burrow? I mean, come on, you missed all the time. You come in, and granted, he didn't throw over 300 yards, but he didn't have to.
Yeah, they always say that he is if he could stay healthy, he'd probably be the best quarterback in the NFL, and I kind of agree with that, honestly. Like he always has, a certain swagger that nothing phases him, and not to mention he has the best offensive. Now that Lamb and Pickens look good, it's a tight race. But, the best duo for receivers, which Higgins was out, so that didn't help. But still, I mean, they still dominated anyways.
Right. No, I agree. I think that the Bengals are going to have to be dealt with for the rest of the season as long as Burrow is back there at quarterback, in my opinion. Just my thought. Let's talk about the NFC North, Eric. Let's do this. Right now, if you had to pick your 4th place team, 3rd place team, 2nd, and 1st, how are you ordering them up right now? If you had to go from now to the end of the season, how do they finish, Eric?
You're gonna call me a homer, but I am still on the Bears number 1, Packers number 2, Lions number 3, and Vikings number 4. In the beginning of the year, you called me crazy saying they were gonna go 11 and whatever the 11 and what is it 5, but they might
6.
or 6.
Yeah.
Sorry, 11-6. But call me crazy, but they could go 13-4. Chad, I'm sorry. That's where I'm at right now.
Well, I mean, we got the order right. We, as far as being the same, I've got the Vikings at 4th. I think they finished 4-13. They win maybe one game to finish out the season, maybe, but I've got them at 4-13. Too many problems at that quarterback position. No answers for it either, really. I mean, here they are. I forgot the gentleman's name who is starting for them this week because JJ's not healthy. But
oh, right, yeah.
I mean, just too many problems there in Minnesota. Great head coach, just problems right now with that offense. I got the Lions in 3rd. I think they're 9-8. They're inconsistent play from offense. I think they're missing Ben Johnson. I think they're missing Aaron Glenn. Even the defense, to me, doesn't look to where it was last year. And there hasn't been much for turnover for player situation there in Detroit for that to be that big of a problem. Just my take. I've got the Packers in second place. I think they finish 11-5. Um, it's a tough remaining schedule for them. I mean, they play the Bears twice. They got the Broncos on the road. They got the Ravens, who are just going to be starving to try to win, to make sure they win that division. So that's going to be a tough victory for them to try and get from Baltimore. They finish up with a trap game with the Vikings. I mean, honestly, that's a game if they go into Minnesota and they take lightly, I think the Vikings could possibly pull one out. You just never know. It is the NFC North, and that's an NFC North divisional game. I have the Bears finishing. You ready for it, Eric? Got the Bears finishing at 13-4. All right. Got the Bears finishing at 13-4. Listen to this. All right. So we are 9-3 right now, right? This is the remaining schedule and how I see it playing out. All right. We lose one game for the rest of the season. All right. We lose next Sunday to the Green Bay Packers and Lambeau. Fortunately, that's going to be a tough game to win. I don't see us losing to Detroit when we play them the last game. I don't see us losing to Green Bay when we play them in Chicago. I don't see us losing to the Browns, and I don't see us losing to the San Francisco 49ers, who, quite honestly, Brock Purdy is like a dream come true for the Chicago Bears defense because he likes to throw the ball to the other team, and other teams drop it. Our players don't drop that. Our defensive players like those INTs. So I just don't see, I see one loss for the rest of the season. I didn't think I'd ever say that, but 13-4, I could see being very realistic. Thoughts about my prediction, Eric, for final record?
I mean, I wanted to be different, but you just took it out of me, and it's fair. It's fair. We can think alike. You would it be crazy to say we go undefeated for the next, what is it, 6 games?
No, we are not. We will not go undefeated. I'm not going to say that because I just don't see that happening. I love my Bears. I love how they're playing. I love everything that's going on right now, but I have to be realistic. And to think we're going to sweep the Green Bay Packers and how tough that defense really is there in Green Bay is a really tough call for in Green Bay. And depending on what the temperature is there next week, I mean,
well, not just that. I mean, the Browns game, the defense is still top tier there. I mean, it should.
Yeah,
it is a winnable
Chicago.
game. It's a winnable game. Yeah. It makes me a little nervous just because of the defense. As long as we can run the ball and don't get away from that identity, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, it could be a trap game. I agree with you. It's very possible. And who knows how well Shedeur Sanders is going to be playing when it comes to that game. That's 2 weeks away. All right, guys, our new segment, Gold or Fool's Gold. Eric, after Thanksgiving Day loss, KC will not make the playoffs. Gold or Fool's Gold, that statement.
Fool or not make the playoffs, right?
Not make the playoffs.
Okay, yeah, so gold. They're over, like we talked about it earlier. They're not the same team. Maybe they need a change up in offensive play calling. The defensive coordinator is older, they also don't have the same amount of players that they used to because of the cap situation that they have, and they traded away Joe Thuney to the Bears, and now we're good. So maybe the secret sauce there is Joe Thuney. I don't.
Yeah, I did see that little TikTok you sent me about Joe Thuney. The offense is inconsistent there in Kansas City. I think that statement's gold. I don't think they make the playoffs. Inconsistent offensive play. They've been struggling the last 4 weeks. They're 1-3. Believe it or not, the offense is still top 10 offense. The defense is still top 10 defense. The last 4 games have been a real big struggle for them. I think they need to look at revamping the wide receiver and running back room for them going into next season. I think they need to give Mahomes a little bit different weapons. The ones they have are not working. So just my take.
No, I agree.
Next statement. Dallas Cowboys have the best wide receiver duo in the NFC. Is this gold?
Gold in the NFC. I concur with that statement. I mean, the addition of Pickens has made Dak Prescott a now maybe MVP caliber quarterback. CD Lamb, is CD Lamb. I've always said he's top 3. And then adding Pickens on the other side has made him more or giving Pickens more of a rejuvenation than he was with the Steelers.
Yeah, I have to agree. That's gold. I mean, CD's 15th and Pickens is second in total yards. CD's 28th when it comes to receptions. Pickens 7th when it comes to receptions. And this is total NFL, not just NFC. They've made Dak look like MVP material again, like you said. I agree completely. I would take that duo. I think we got a good duo, actually a good trio in Chicago, but we have not met that standard yet. And you know what? Kudos to Pickens, who quite honestly had negative views on him when he left the Steelers. A lot of people question whether he was going to be a good fit in Dallas, and he's done an exceptional job, held together. They did have a little hiccup in Vegas where he ended up, on the sideline to start the game. They got through it, and I just think that's a big part of why Dallas is winning now. I mean, their defense obviously looks better, but it's tough to cover both those.
100% that, and then the addition of Jamal Williams. I mean, he was a very good pickup by them. I didn't think he was going to be that good of a running back coming in, honestly.
So if you don't follow us on TikTok, give us a follow on TikTok, Dadbods and Touchdowns, or myself, which is White Sox fan. We had Eric do his ice bath payback for last year's picks. Eric came in last year and finally paid his debt to all of us at Dadbods and Touchdowns. And we appreciate that, Eric. When everybody watches, they can watch that. All right. But let's talk about this season. Let's get back to our results. Last week, I was 4-3. I'm 49-28 now. Justin was 3-4, and he's 45-32. Eric, you were 1-6 last week. Rough week. Your week's actually been better than that, but you are now 40-37. All right, we did not have a wild card pick this week. I will read mine and read Justin's, and then if you want to give yours, Eric. All right. I had the Lions over the Packers, who obviously Lions lost. I had the Ravens over the Bengals. The Ravens lost. I had the Bears over the Eagles. The Bears won. I've got 49ers over the Browns, Patriots over the Giants, Colts over the Texans. Those are my picks. Justin's picks are Lions over the Packers. He lost. Bengals over the Ravens. He won. Good call on Justin's part. He had the Eagles over the Bears. That was a bad call because he lost that one. He has the 49ers over the Browns. He has the Pats over the Giants and the Texans over the Colts. All right, Eric. Who are your picks?
All right. So I lost the first two with the Lions and the Ravens, which sucks. We did win the Bears over the Eagles. I'm going all in because I'm down bad, boys. There's no way I win this. There's no way I come back. So I'm just going all in. This is why I had such a bad record last week. We got the Browns over the 49ers. Fuck you, Justin. We got the Texans over the Colts. And then we got the New York Giants over the Pats.
Gotcha. Yep. So that's our picks. Let's see how it rolls out. Eric, you've got about 5 more weeks to catch up.
I know, man. I'm trying, because at this point, it's all or nothing,
Yeah, at seven picks a week, 5 weeks, that gives you 35 games. You go 35-0, I guarantee you win it.
It's hard to do that when everybody picks the same team, so I got to go against the grain. You know what I mean?
All right, let's talk about our Power 5 teams, Eric. You want to give me your Power 5, and I'll give you mine after that?
Yeah. So Power 5 here, we got we got the Seahawks at number 5 right now. They are a very good team. They can run the ball. They can control the clock. Sam Darnold rejuvenation still continues, so he's still playing very good. We got the Colts at number 4. Colts still have a really good run game. The defense is pretty good. I know they lost, but they're still a pretty good team. We got Denver at number 3. I still think they're a little overrated, but they still got a really good defense, and they still continue to win. We got the Bears. I know, homer pick here, but the Bears number 2. Okay, they have the best running game, or top 2 running game. Defense has the highest turnovers out of any team, and then And then I'm putting the Rams at number 1. I know we're like, where's New England? No, fuck them. I don't like them. They can stay down at honorable mention. So those are my top 5. Thank you.
All right. My Power 5. I got number 5. I got the Chicago Bears at 9-3. First time they've entered my Power 5, and I'm very scared to enter them there because I don't want to jinx what's happening this season. At number 4, I got the Seattle Seahawks. I would actually probably put them at 5 if I wasn't so worried about jinxing the Bears. So their strength of schedule is not very strong. Neither is the Colts, who I have at 3. Both of them have a lot to prove when they get in the playoffs. But until they lose, I can't take them out of that Power 5. Patriots at number 2, 10-2. Eric, you could say fuck the Patriots all you want, but they are 10-2, and they are the best team in the AFC right now. And number 1, the best team in the NFC, the LA Rams, 9-2. You can't beat what's going on there, offensively and defensively. Just probably the best, well put together team in the NFL, in my opinion. Bears, Bears, Bears. The Bears are for real. Get over it, Packer fans. All right, get over it. Stop with the excuses. You gotta admit it. There's been some realistic Packer fans out there that have actually reached out and said to me, "Hey, I'm wrong. The Bears are real." And then you got some that just want to discount anything they've done so far. The Bears won over the Eagles. Dude, they dominated that game. I mean, I know the score wasn't like huge. When you control the ball for over 39 minutes, all right, that's controlling and dominating the game. The Bears, they had 281 yards rushing, Eric. When's the last time you've seen that?
I don't remember the last time we had that many yards by 2 running backs, let alone 1. You know, I don't know. I mean, the best running back I remember, I guess, would be Matt Forte in my lifetime. I know there's been plenty more that have had
Yeah.
good games, but not like that. I mean, Swift looked like a different monster. I haven't seen him run that hard, and I don't know what was in the juice
By the
or in the
way,
water
I
back with
did
those
I
guys.
did get to witness the last time 2 Bears running backs ran for
Yes,
over
Chad, we
100
all know
yards.
you're
Matt
old. Okay,
Matt
that's fine.
Suey, who is right there up there, the autographed jersey. There would be a Walter Payton one next to it, but I can't afford $3,000 for an autographed Walter Payton jersey. Maybe one day, if I'm lucky, I'll spend part of my retirement money on it.
That would be dope to have next to each other, but yeah,
Right,
I did
exactly.
not have the privilege to see that. I've watched highlights, but I did not see that in person. So that was really great to see. I mean, they were feeding off each other's energy. It felt like every
Yeah,
time, Swift had a big run. Next series, Manungai had a huge run. So I mean, it was great to see. I'm sure it fed the whole team, just to see your
yeah.
team run like
And
that.
I mentioned before about when Ben Johnson came over and he kind of brought that mentality of everybody's blocking, seeing our wide receivers block downfield and stuff like that. I've talked about that in previous podcasts. Something I wanted to bring up to you because you just brought it up, how Swift and Monungai work off of each other and how they feed each other kind of. That's the same mentality that Gibbs had in Montgomery in Detroit. So he has brought such a strong mentality of team play when it comes to that running game, and everybody has bought into it, and you can see it. And that's why we're winning games. I mean, we'll talk about coaching and players here in a little bit more after we talk about this, but you see that, and that's in Detroit. Ben Johnson was responsible for that. And how do we know that? Because now we're seeing it in Chicago, and it's feeding, and it's great. I don't want to get too carried away, but yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, Bears had a total of 425 yards. Defense allowed 317 yards. We did take 2 turnovers from 1 interception, 1 fumble. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and make Caleb Williams sound like he had a golden game because he did not. Tough conditions to play in. We talked about it in our post game podcast. He did throw an interception that was not very good off of a screen pass. I'll take it. It's only his 5th interception of the year. Don't want him to happen, but it did. All right. So, Eric, what's your final take on what happened yesterday?
I mean, we got a team. It's like Coach and Caleb has said, this is not the best representation of them or their offense. I mean, it only goes up from here. I mean, Ben Johnson said from the beginning, our best football is not till December, and we're barely getting to December. So I'm excited to see what happens. Like you said, I'm trying not to get too hyped, but I'm already hyped. So I'm already there. So I've been there. I don't want to hear from all these new Chicago fans. Okay, it's too late. You can't join the bus. All right, we've been there. But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, also shout out to Caleb. You can definitely see his arm strength compared to Hurts, because he was whipping that ball through that air, and Hurts could barely get it through that. I'm just saying, like, you can see what kind of talent Caleb is.
No, I agree. But very tough conditions in order to play in. Very tough.
That wind was aggressive for sure.
Yeah, definitely without a doubt. All right, you and I had texting back and forth about this, and we decided that we were going to bring it up, and I think it's a great thing, and I really would like to do a TikTok on this also and get some of TikTok viewers' opinions on this. What letter grade would you give Ryan Poles for the 2025 draft? This is the deal. Everybody, when I say everybody, all of us have been very harsh and very critical Ryan Poles and the moves he's made, and whether it be trades, draft picks, or whatever the case may be. Uh, if you had to give a letter grade right now, Eric, on the 2025 draft, what are you giving?
I'm giving an A. I was wrong. I'll say it right now. I hated this year's draft. I was like, we overreached with the receiver and a tight end in the beginning of the rounds, and then we got a right tackle, which we already had a right tackle, and then we didn't even address. This was my thinking when we drafted. I'm not saying this is what it is now. We drafted Turner, who has injury problems. Hippolyte, I've never heard of him. Frazier is old. Luke Newman is a late round pick. And then Kyle Monangai, a guy that ran a 4.7. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, there was plenty of running backs to get before them. But I was wrong. I mean, he, like we just talked about, has a high chance of being one of the better running backs off this class that was high. We got Trapillo being able to start at left tackle now, and then our two top picks are really good. One a receiver and tight end. I mean, I'm just stoked about this class.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think your grade's completely wrong. I think it's maybe just a touch too high. I give him a B plus for this year's draft. The only player not really seeing the field is the cornerback, Frazier. Sorry. He is a little bit older, but the only reason why I don't give him an A is because we have had injuries issues with some of these guys, dating from training camp all the way, starting with Burden, obviously, in training camp, Shamar Turner, training camp. Hippolyte's injured at this point in time, and so was Luke Newman this past week. Overall, all those guys, when they've been on the field, have made big impacts and have done very well. So I have to go with a B plus only because of the injuries. That's not in Ryan Poles' control, really. He can see what they've done in college and see if they missed a lot of time. But overall, the talent itself is a talent, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that just goes to show, the combine numbers and all that are just numbers. I mean, Kamananga runs faster than a 4.7. I'm sorry. When he runs, it gets downhill. He's hard to take down. And then like I don't know. It's just there was good scouting, I think, just because of how they're developing.
right. So speaking of Kamananga, all right, he's had 121 rushing attempts, right? 591 yards, 5 touchdowns, 10 receptions for 97 yards. Would you say he's in the offensive rookie of the year playing at this point in time?
Oh, 100%. He didn't really even start seeing the field till the 4th game, I think, right? If I'm correct. And not to mention, he's the only running back to run for 173 yards this year, and rookie running back, meaning. And who else? What other running back besides maybe the Browns running back? And Henderson has been okay, but no other running backs played like to his caliber.
Yeah. Well, right now he ranks 3rd amongst the rookies as far as rushing yards at 591. He's tied for 2nd with 5 touchdowns, and he's 1st among all rookies with 100-plus rushing yard games. So I think that if you're talking about offensive rookie of the year, I'm trying to think of who would actually, I guess if Jackson Dart was still healthy, that would be one, depending on what Shedeur Sanders does there in Cleveland. I mean, those are the ones that Warren, maybe. That's the only ones that I'm really seeing that's a big challenge to him for that to achieve that. I mean, am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I agree. I think Warren is a little overrated. They played to his strengths, but I don't think he is as deserving as somebody that's literally put the team on his back like Manan guy. I'm sorry, he's literally done that a few games. So I don't know. I think as long as we keep feeding him and Swift, I think he'll have a high chance of winning this, especially if we make the playoffs.
Right, right. No, I don't disagree. All right, what's your thoughts on the Bears going into Lambeau? I want yours. I want your thoughts, Eric. I mean, I know you're going to say
No.
they're going to win. I can
No,
hear it
no,
already.
no. I'm gonna try to be more realistic. Just by far as it's gonna be a tight game. I'm not gonna take anything away from that Green Bay defense, but I think it's a winnable game. And I know as long as we can stop the run and put the game on Love's hand, we will win that game. I'm sorry, I don't have any faith. Everybody's like, "Oh, Love looks so good against um the Lions," but the Lions are just they had a they didn't look like the same Lions. I'm sorry. They didn't do what Lions things they normally do. But I think, like I said, as long as we put the ball in Love's hand to make him win the game, they won't win the game.
Gotcha. Man, I don't completely disagree with you. I mean, as we know, right now it's snowing like hell here in the Midwest. We're getting, hopefully, they're saying 10 to 12 inches of snow. We'll see what happens. But anyway, where I'm going with that is the temperature is also dropping. In Chicago, it's cold. In Lambeau, it's colder. It's the frozen tundra for a reason. Um, Going in and playing that game, obviously, you're going to lean more on your running backs, which we already do. I like our chances at that portion of it. I also like the fact that Jordan Love, to me, yes, he throws a lot of touchdown passes. He also throws a lot of interceptions. We talked about this earlier. The Bears love quarterbacks who throw it to them, and they do a good job of catching the ball when they do throw it to them. And I think Allen has done a great job of scheming the quarterback that he's playing with for the defense he's calling. So I think there's a small chance we can walk out of there with the win at Lambeau. Like you, I'm gonna be a little more realistic. I think that to beat a team at home like Green Bay is really tough. We have to run the ball right at Micah Parsons. We have to run. He cannot play the run. He is one of the best pass rushers in the league, not so well at the run. So not worried about that part of our game. Just my thoughts on the Bears, Packers, and Lambeau. I want to hear your completion percentage stat, Eric. You started to talk to me a little bit about this on our post game pod. Because I do look at Caleb Williams' completion percentage a lot, and to be honest, not so much to harp it, but more the fact of when Ben Johnson came in, he said his expectation was 70% from Caleb Williams, and as we know, it's not even close. So give me your stats. I want to hear it.
Like I said, it's going to be hard. I know that's going to be the ceiling. I'm sure that they never, I don't know if he meant it for this year, but I'm hoping he meant it for the long term with them working together, that they will hit that number. But like taking a deep dive, somebody else mentioned this. I can't remember where, I'm sorry, but they just said, like, it made me look into it as well. So going into the first year, because this is basically a rookie year almost for Caleb, just because it's a new system for him, right?
Right.
So for his first year system, right, we got Peyton Manning in his first year with his offensive guy. He was 56.7%. Second year, he was 62.1%. So he did improve. Same thing. Andrew Luck, 54.1% first year, 60.2 the second year. Josh Allen, first year, 52.8 to 58.8. Trevor Lawrence, 59.6 to 66.3. All right. Jalen Hurts, 52% to 61.3. I'm just saying there is a very high correlation with scheming and also being in a new system to the percentage. I think, just give him next year, and if he doesn't improve, then yeah, I will be more critical of his incompletions or his lack of accuracy. But I still think he has so much more room to grow that I'm not feeding into the narrative that that all the mainstream people that are saying this stuff.
But my problem with this completion percentage, and I brought it up before, is more of anything beyond 20 yards. And this is the deal. I mean, in that Ben Johnson defense or offense, there's a call for that run to be as strong as it is for a reason, and that's for play action. And play action is for the deep ball. Am I wrong? And if you can't complete the deep ball, that's a problem.
It's just like they say, task on play, and I think it will fix itself. It's not like he doesn't have the arm strength. It's not like he doesn't have the arm talent. It's just getting the timing between him and the receiver to connect. And I think they'll get that with time. If he was not a strong arm quarterback, I would be more with you with that. But I think they will get it. And you see him make crazy throws when he needs to. It's just like you said, making the simple throws or the simple, deep throws
Right.
that he can make. It's just getting that timing down. And I'm not scared of him not being able to do that.
Yeah. I mean, only time will tell. Only
Yeah.
time will tell.
But that's my thing. That's just my thing. Everybody wants to hold him accountable to that, which I agree. But it's just like, give him a little bit of time. I think it will improve once we continue to see the same system be employed, and then having Ben Johnson and all the receivers and everybody just continue to grow together.
Right. Speaking of Ben Johnson and team and players, would you say it's the coaches or the players or the coaches and the players that has created the big culture change, the winning mentality with the Bears? And when I say players, obviously we know that the players have to play, and that's not what I'm saying. You have to have those veterans in there that are 100% sold on what Ben Johnson is selling, and they have to be the salesman to these younger guys and these younger players, especially the talented rookies that we've drafted and brought in. Would you put the whole mentality on the coaching part of it, or would you say that the players are pushing it out,
I,
or
I, I,
both?
I know we talked about this on our previous pod, and I came with some information. I think it's the coaching, honestly. I mean, you can't have, the material or the product without the players, but I think the coaches are putting them in those positions. Like we said, Dan Roshire, the offensive line coach, look what he's done with Darnell Wright, right? But now maybe pro right tackle. Just some of those runs that he's had have been crazy. I know we added 3 veterans with Jackson, Tooney, and uh, what's the center's name?
Dahlman?
Dahlman. I don't know. The growth that we've seen in Wright is night and day compared to the 2 years he was with the previous head coach. He was with the Saints. Dan Roshire was, and I know the Saints had a history of having a really good dominant, offensive line back in the 2017 2018 year. They called them the Wall of New Orleans for a reason. Like number 3 that year, allowing only 20 sacks. This year, the previous year, the Bears allowed 68 sacks, the highest in the NFL in a while. This year, they only have 17, and they're on a pace to only allow probably 26, if that. So
Nice.
that's night and day. That's 60% less sacks than the year prior. And like we said, the 4.9 average runs, which is second in the league, night and day compared to what it was last year. And then same thing with our cornerbacks coach, L. Harris. I know he came from the Cowboys, and he had, what's his name? Diggs being all pro there. He's had multiple players have high end years. This year we have, Kevin Byard, 6 interception. Nashawn Wright, who was on a practice squad the year prior with the Vikings, now has 5 interceptions. I mean,
And 3 fumble recoveries.
and 3 fumble recoveries. I forgot about that. I mean, Daron Bland, another guy that from Dallas that's really good. He has 5 interceptions as well, but he developed him as well. I mean, it shows what good coaching can do just to mentor a young player like that, and rejuvenate an older veteran or have a practice guy have the best year of his career. I don't see any of this growth from the past coaching staff we had in our team. I mean, I'm not saying I could say Ben Johnson could be the whole answer, but it's all the other guys too, the precision coaching that is developing this team to be what we are now, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I put both coaches and players. I think we brought the right veterans in to feed that message down from our coaches and to help the players buy into what's happening. I mean, obviously, from day one, they talked about the physicality in training camp and about, some of the banter back and forth between the offense and the defense, sometimes a little more physical than what average teams are. They had a couple veterans talk about some most physical training camps that they had ever been in. So I think that it definitely started with the coaches. I agree with you on that aspect. I think that the veterans that they brought in have just really helped everybody buy into what's going on, and just excited to see what's going on with Chicago and to see our coaches. And the thing is the coaches that we do have, Eric, they're locked in for a while. I don't see Allen going anywhere. I really don't. And offensively, we talked about this when they hired Ben Johnson. The best thing about Ben Johnson is that Ben Johnson's not leaving.
Well, exactly. I could have done a more deep dive, but those are the two big positions that I've seen a lot of growth. I mean, the easy ones are to go, like I said, Ben Johnson. Yeah, exactly. And then, I forgot we have Richard Hightower. He came back. I know there's a lot of things that people don't like about him as a special teams coordinator, but he's known across the league for being such a good special team coach. I like him. Another Eric Bieniemy. Do you ever think we would have hired Eric Bieniemy back in the day?
I don't know. They talked about hiring him as a head coach at one point in time.
I know, but with all his weird stuff that went behind the scenes, that's why you can say, Eric Bieniemy is a reason why our running backs are running so hard now.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Like I said, and then, another guy, Deacon Doyle, I had no idea who he is. I know he's just a young guy, but, he's related to one of the guys that used to coach the university that got fired for bullying or whatever.
Okay.
That's his son. He was the offensive coordinator for the Hawks.
Okay.
That got fired. And he was with the Broncos. I never knew about this, but that's what I'm saying. I don't see the Bears prior doing such a good job to try to add educators and just guys to make sure that our team developed. I don't know. It's it's good to see.
Right. Absolutely. All right. Let's wrap this thing up, Eric. What's your final thought? I know you gave one yesterday. Let's hear it today.
I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday. Please stay safe out there. I know it's snowing out here in the Northwest area. But hopefully we'll keep pushing. Hopefully I won't have to do another ice challenge or whatever we decide this year. Because, man, that was cold. Shout out to everybody that does that every day, because that was a lot. And then, again, please keep listening. Let us know what we can do to improve. Thank you.
Absolutely. We want to ask you to please subscribe to the channel. That way you get notifications every time we put out either a post-game podcast, our weekly podcast. And right now, Eric and Justin do a college podcast, just giving their take on the top 12 for the playoffs and any games that are of interest. Right now we have Ohio State beating Michigan 17-9. So that kind of exciting stuff they'd like to talk about. And please follow us on social media, TikTok and Instagram. We appreciate you listening. Be kind to each other. We're out. Peace.